Welcome to CineBites, a cinematic culinary podcast where we experience the wonders and beauty of cinema with our eyes and explore the unique and glorious cuisine in those films with our taste buds. Today we're spreading holiday cheer with a heaping dose of syrup and spaghetti as we dive into the whimsical world of Elf. Get ready for a festive fusion of film and food that'll leave you smiling as wide as Buddy himself. So grab your candy canes, stir your hot cocoa, and let's embark on a sweet and savory journey through the Yuletide joy of cinema and cuisine. Feast your eyes.
Feast your eyes.
Man, little late on that one. Hey, but I mean, for how far we've been going, and this is the last episode, I mean, it's okay if we have a little hiccup there. Yeah. But this is the last episode.
This is the last episode. We're just going right into it.
We're just go right into it. So, yeah. So,
we're
second Christmas special that we have, and as you can see,
we're doing Elf.
We are doing Elf.
I'm wearing my Buddy the Elf sweater.
Yep, and I'm just wearing a sweater.
Yeah.
But I
jingle.
Ooh, nice.
So if you hear that, then you know what that is.
So we're still keeping the holiday spirit going.
And actually, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This episode is coming out on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day. So as you're enjoying,
Merry Christmas.
Yep, opening your gifts and spending time with loved ones, we wish you from CineBites, from our home to yours, Merry Christmas. So we are getting into one of the best...
Ooh,
I will say the best Christmas movies of all time.
He said it.
And especially for this generation and the generations to come, we are talking, of course, about Elf. And so many iconic moments. And really, I feel like for a good Christmas movie, you have to have those iconic moments. And Buddy definitely shares those with everyone. And it's such a simple concept. How did no one think about that before it was made, you know? It's just... Elf. Yeah. And the thought of like, oh, it was a human raised by elves, you know, it's just you know it's going to be funny at least somewhere, and it landed in all the right ways.
I think the unique part is though that it's a human raised by elves trying to go back to the human world. Yeah. Because if you don't have much of him in the North Pole. Right. Because that would have been a less interesting movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Less funny.
That is true. And yeah. So we're going to get right into it with Elf.
Great movie.
If you've seen the movie, you probably have a good idea of what we're going to eat.
Yes.
And we've been waiting for pretty much, I guess, since the beginning of,
definitely
of what movies have iconic food scenes.
When you think of iconic food scenes in a movie of something, funky to eat, this is like one of the first ones.
It's one of the first ones.
Like when we started talking about doing this podcast, we're like, we have to do this at Christmas time.
Oh yeah, and that was
not even a
no-brainer.
Yeah.
Not even a debate. And so, will you do the honors of revealing?
I will.
What it is?
Oh,
and it
Buddy's
is
spaghetti.
Buddy's spaghetti. So it's I'm seeing this. I mean, it actually looks pretty good.
We did a good job. I do say so myself.
But it's also, I mean, it's hiding the spaghetti. But if you look at it as like a dessert, I mean, it's got marshmallows, M&Ms, snow caps. Caps or cones?
Snow caps.
Snow caps, Pop-Tarts, fudge Pop-Tarts. I mean, chocolate syrup. And then you have the base of the spaghetti noodles.
That's the one thing. Actually, all of the toppings go together very well. And because it's... it's all mostly chocolatey stuff and then marshmallows. Right. So it all kind of goes together. I will say, so a couple things about this in particular. I went to multiple stores and I could not find the colored marshmallows. I don't know if they're even flavored. Are they flavored?
I don't think so. I thought it was just dye.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
But either way, in the movie, they have the colored marshmallows. So unfortunately, we just have the normal. I don't think it's going to change the taste that much.
Yeah, no.
And then the other thing is, and this might be controversial, but it is not, is that this does not have maple syrup on it.
Yeah.
It has chocolate syrup. So in the movie, yes, you are correct in remembering that he puts maple syrup on his spaghetti, but not this spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
He puts it on his stepmom. Yeah, it's his stepmom, technically. His stepmom's spaghetti, and then later his own spaghetti when it's normal spaghetti with spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we could have done that. That arguably probably would have been grosser, but it's less iconic looking. You know what I mean?
This is iconic.
In the movie, he makes her normal spaghetti for breakfast. It's spaghetti with spaghetti sauce, and then he pours maple syrup on top.
Yep.
And in this particular scene, when he makes his own breakfast spaghetti, all it is noodles, and we did it in the exact order. Noodles, snow caps, marshmallows, chocolate syrup, then the M&Ms, and then he takes a bite and then actually adds the chocolate Pop-Tart later.
Yeah.
And so we've got the chocolate Pop-Tart garnish and then a little bit on the outside.
Yeah. It actually looks pretty good.
And, of course, we've got the world's best coffee. Congratulations. You did it. So he's just got straight up black coffee because that's how I like it. I got a little milk and sugar in mine.
That's how I drink it.
That's another iconic scene. Oh, so funny.
Iconic.
World's best coffee. Congratulations.
Well, let's dig in. I think we should get like a good amount on our fork and then eat it at the same time. That way we can see each other's reaction.
Yeah, we'll have to. I want everything in one bite.
I know.
But that might be kind of hard.
Yeah. Try to shovel some of it. Oh, I got a good one right here.
Get a little bit of that. I don't have a marshmallow.
All right, I'm ready whenever you are.
I have to manipulate it. Okay.
Oh. Here we go.
All right, here we go. It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's really not bad at all.
I
actually kind of like it.
I know.
I actually think the best part is the marshmallows because it's the one non-chocolate thing.
Ooh.
And so it kind of gives it, it gives you the bite of non-chocolatey that you need in the moment of all the chocolate. Well, obviously non-chocolatey other than the spaghetti. The mouth noises coming from this are strange.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I'm sure I'm making them too. But like spaghetti with candy, and then you're crunching the candy, but there's also gooiness in there.
I will say, it's not terrible. And I think the sugar on top, with the candies and stuff, really takes away the even thought of the spaghetti.
Yeah, you don't really...
You don't really think about it. Yeah.
You don't really taste it.
I mean, will I make it again? Probably not. But it's fun to do.
Unless we do an elf theme party or something.
True. Yeah, let me get some of those. And honestly, it probably would have been okay with the maple syrup too. I'm doing just the spaghetti and the chocolate syrup.
Oh, that's interesting. Chocolate spaghetti. I mean...
Just more like just the spaghetti.
Yeah, I actually don't feel like it's that bad. Better than I thought. Obviously, it would have been worse if we did the normal spaghetti with spaghetti sauce and maple syrup.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
That would have been straight up bad. Luckily, that's less iconic than his colorful looking spaghetti plate.
I will say
in the movie, he shovels it in too. It's like all over the place.
Yeah. I will say if you're more of a textured eater, or if like certain things gross you out, I think with the candy and the sliminess of the spaghetti, you probably would think this is really gross.
Yeah. If textures threw you off. Textures never really do for me.
No, me neither. I don't think so.
Maybe on some occasions, but very rarely does texture make me hate something.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I'm the same way. Well, let's rate it. We'll rate the infamous Buddy Spaghetti and see if there's any surprises.
It's hard to rate this sort of thing because it's a real thing. We did it for real, but it was really in the movie, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's not real.
Right. Buddy spaghetti. I have a number for it. And I'm also thinking, if someone brought this to a party as a dessert, would you be completely grossed out about it, or would you put it on your plate to at least try it? And that's where where I'm at. So my number is 5'2".
I gave it a 6'1".
Hey, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, I mean I could too, but I would say I think I bumped it up a little bit because it was actually a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, so
I think that's why I bumped it. I think that's why I bumped it up, because it was a pleasant surprise. If you're a hater of strange texture, you'd hate this.
Oh yeah,
because the spaghetti are, especially because they're kind of cold, and they're just like slimy, chocolatey worms.
And we we intentionally made it cold just so it doesn't melt the chocolates.
Yeah, and then there's
so it's like a pasta salad, like a dessert pasta salad.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be better or worse making it cold or making it warmer. I don't know, but the snow caps and the M&Ms give you a crunch, and then the marshmallows are another squishy texture. So there's two different squishy textures, and then I feel like the Pop-Tart is kind of a neutral texture. It doesn't really stick out in your mouth.
Yeah.
But you got two ooey gooey and two crunchy. And I'd never really had snow caps before, I don't think. Because it's not very common candy.
Yeah.
But it's basically just kind of like an M&M.
Yeah.
If you've never had it and you're wondering, it's just, imagine a chocolate chip. It's a semi-sweet chocolate chip, so it's not super milk chocolatey sweet. But then it has little candy balls around it on part of it. Kind of just imagine the candy coating of an M&M, but it just doesn't cover the whole thing.
Yeah. I will say I also probably couldn't eat a whole lot of this.
No,
I think
it's very rich and sweet and
sweetness overload for me.
And chocolatey.
Yeah.
All chocolate except for the marshmallows.
Yeah.
So it's
not bad.
It's actually surprising because I feel like in general I would have thought that it was worse, because it would be worse if you added more things like some fruity candy type things.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you're getting competing flavors.
Yeah.
Marshmallow and chocolate go well together.
Yeah.
And then chocolate is everything. And then, of course, the spaghetti is the base, so it's neutral.
Yeah.
If you were to add some fruity candy or some sour candy or some minty candy or something like that, it would have thrown it off. And I actually thought there was something like that, but there's not. It's all chocolatey, and I think that's what saves it. Because if there were like, I don't know, say Skittles instead of M&Ms or something, that'd just throw the whole thing off.
Right.
It'd be bad. Or some other sweet
peanut butter
candy.
I know you
peanut
would
butter
like
would
peanut
throw
butter
it off
on it.
way. But I mean, for most people though, if it had peanut butter, that would blend right in though.
Right, true.
With the chocolate and the marshmallow.
It's honestly nothing about this food is crazy to me. Nothing about the combination is like way off that
it looks
revolting.
And seems crazier than it actually tastes.
Yeah, true. I agree.
So
yeah, I keep snacking on it a little bit here and there. It's really not bad.
Yeah, I do like to get a little marshmallow with a little chocolate on it.
Yeah, it's nice with the syrup.
So
awesome. Well, if that surprised everyone about our ratings, I mean, give it a try. I mean, we're probably not gonna eat all this. We're probably gonna waste it. So if you do it in a small batch. But
I think it could be interesting. I know people have done it before, but like an elf party.
Oh yeah.
Like an elf themed party where you all watch the movie. I wonder if there's some way to make an offshoot of this dish that is more redeemable.
Right. Well,
and more party friendly, because this isn't really shareable. I wonder if there's a way to do it that could make it better. For individual, like a party situation. What
I would recommend is trying to make the spaghetti from scratch, but not use ingredients that are traditional to spaghetti. So if you're doing the candy theme, maybe do a spaghetti that has like some kind of cake infusion, so that the base will be more of like a cake flavored spaghetti with the toppings.
That's how interesting is make your own spaghetti. I think it would also benefit to have potentially a different shape of noodle.
Yeah.
Because for texture reasons.
Right.
But you could possibly, do like a chocolate pasta.
Right.
And add cocoa and add extra sugar to it and make a sweet chocolatey pasta.
Right.
I'm sure that's been done before.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure there's ingredients to do it.
I think if you do a chocolatey pasta, you know what you could do? I have it.
All right, share it.
So make a chocolatey pasta, but make it a ravioli.
Ooh.
Okay? And so that way, the chocolatey pasta takes the role of the pasta and the chocolate sauce.
Yeah.
And then inside, you fill it with a marshmallow
fluff.
Marshmallow fluff with M&Ms and snow caps.
Ooh, inside it, yeah.
Inside of it, and then you put icing on the top of the ravioli like a Pop-Tart.
That would work. Give us a round of applause.
Give us a round of applause. I had it going there with the ravioli, but when you said marshmallow fluff, I think it took it over the edge.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking marshmallow fluff, but I want to try that.
We did it. We
chocolate ravioli filled with a marshmallow fluff, and there's also marshmallows or M&Ms and snow caps, and then a milk chocolate frosting on top, as if it were a Pop-Tart.
And it doesn't even need to be the frosting. You could just do a light drizzle of, because it's already going to be so sweet.
Yeah, do a light drizzle of kind of a milk chocolatey
syrup.
Icing syrup that's like on the that's on a chocolate Pop-Tart.
That would be delicious. Cool. We solved it.
We solved it.
Maybe
All right. Next time.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us tonight. The episode is over.
We solved everything. All right. So, quick synopsis about Elf. Do you want me to share, or do you want to share?
I can. So, in Elf, there is Will Ferrell. Legend, and he was an orphan actually in an orphanage, and Santa, when delivering presents, Buddy crawled inside of Santa's bag, ended up going back home, and he was a very little baby, just barely crawling. So he was raised by the elves, but he is a human, so he's a lot bigger than them, and has different life experiences as them, and he grows older, or he gets older, unlike the elves. Or do they in this universe? What? Some universes elves get old, and sometimes they don't.
This one they get older, but they're like a significant, because there's
but they live for hundreds of years, though.
Right? Because he makes a comment when he's in the mailroom with his one guy, where he said, they talk about like I'm only 26 or 28, and then he's like talks about his adopted father, Papa Elf, and says like, he said he felt that way when he was 400 and something.
Yeah.
So the elves in this, as well as any other elf in any kind of lore or story, is that they live for hundreds of years old.
So essentially, Buddy discovers that he is a human. His adopted elf dad finally tells him that, because Buddy was honestly just too dumb to realize it. And so because he told him that, he also told him who his father was and said that it's time for you to reunite yourself with the human world.
Yeah.
Because Buddy knew of it, but he'd never been outside of the North Pole before, because Santa is really the only one who's ever explored other parts of the world other than the elves. In the North, you know what I mean. Right. Anyway, so he goes to New York City where his dad lives, and tries to rekindle his relationship with his dad, or start kindling the relationship with his dad, because Buddy was left to be adopted. Yeah. And from the beginning, his dad didn't even know he had a son. Yeah. Because the woman he had Buddy with didn't tell him. Yeah. And so he was left out, and so it was a whole new surprise that his dad had this adult son, and then even weirder that he believes he's an elf, fully believes. And so the rest of the movie, or the middle part of the movie, is just shenanigans of Buddy trying to navigate the real world. Yeah. And so he's trying to get connected with his dad, and his dad keeps kicking him out. And so he eventually meets a girl, and then he eventually gets rekindled with his family, and they let him move in because they did a blood test, and they were like, oh, yeah, he literally is your son. And so they let him in the house. But then it's all a happy ending. They all become a happy family at the end. Buddy saves Christmas because Santa's sleigh breaks down in New York City in Central Park.
Yeah.
And Christmas spirit is restored. Because that was the one thing, is that Christmas spirit was an all-time low. That's why his sleigh crashed.
Yeah.
But because of Buddy, he helped restore the Christmas spirit around the whole world.
That is true.
And you know what? Speaking of that emotional moment, I think that this is really weird. Like, the last time I watched The Elf fully, I actually got teary-eyed at the end. And that sounds so stupid for a movie like this, but I don't know why. I guess I was just really emotional at the time.
2003.
Yeah, the scene where the part when they're all around and they're singing.
Yeah.
And then they all begin to kindle a relationship, and the dad finally realizes that he loves his son and things like that. I'm like,
yeah.
It's so
touching. It's so touching.
So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, great rundown of the movie. I did want to tell you about the fun fact that I've been holding in for the last few episodes.
Ooh.
So what does the MCU, A Christmas Story, and Elf have in common?
The MCU?
Yeah, MCU.
Oh, no.
No.
I was going to say Jon Favreau.
Nope.
But Jon Favreau directed
Elf
and Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the connection is Peter Billingsley, the guy who played Ralphie in A Christmas Story, also played Ming Ming in Elf.
Yes.
And
then also played a little character in Iron Man. No, the first Iron Man.
The first Iron Man.
Yes, he
and
did.
He also showed up later in Spider-Man. I think it's No Way Home or Far From Home. He was part of Mysterio's team.
Yep.
So yeah. I thought that was a funny connection when we talked about these, because the last three movies that we've done he is the connection between all three of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The more you know.
But then also the connection. Jon Favreau directing Iron Man, and he also directed Elf.
Yeah. He's had
that probably had to do. I mean, that had to do with the fact Peter Billingsley has gotten into, was in these, because
I imagine. Yeah.
I'm sure, because most of the time directors have certain actors that they do like to work with.
Yeah.
And there's often reoccurring actors inside of the same director's movies.
Right.
And so, namely things like Tim Burton always has Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And things like that.
For sure.
So I'm sure that Jon Favreau had something to do with getting Peter Billingsley in both of these movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's had his hand in, the Elf movie, but then also a significant hand in all of the MCU movies, as it feels like, just with his character Happy. So,
do you want to know another fun fact that's not even just... It's not a fun fact. It's just, I think it's crazy.
Sure.
That Papa Elf, the guy who plays him, Bob Newhart, is still alive. He's 94 years old.
Woo! Longevity.
Because I clicked on it. He has a picture, and he looks really old in the picture. Almost unrecognizable from him in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of how old he is. Because it's been 20 years ago now. But I guess he was 74 when he did the movie. Because this is the 20th anniversary of Elf this year.
Right.
But he's 94 years old, still kicking.
Wow, good for him.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
But anyway.
So, and then as far as we talked about Christmas movies and their iconic moments. Elf definitely has those iconic moments, not only with the dish that we had, the pleasure of eating, but with the way that he hops the lines in New York. When crossing the street, the way he goes up an escalator.
World's best coffee.
So it's really cool when movies can do that, and just and it's something special when it's like an instant classic. So Elf has been that, and it's been that way for 20 years. I mean, everyone's playing Elf almost every season it comes
Elf
around.
is a staple in my household. My wife is is my resident Elf expert.
Yeah. We watched it last week, so yeah.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
We haven't watched it yet. But I guarantee we will watch it.
Yeah. A lot of funny moments.
It will be on, I guarantee. And actually, we have Elf on DVD twice.
Ooh.
Because somehow we have, we have a collection of DVDs, which I don't even know why we do, because we just use streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess in case all the streaming explodes or something, we have a collection of DVDs, and somehow we have 2 copies of Elf. One is the regular and one is the sing-along version.
Nice.
And so if you need to borrow a copy of Elf, we got 2 of them if you want to watch it.
Yeah, preferably the sing-along one.
The sing-along one. So the sing-along one, it came with a disc that's just regular, and then another one that's the sing-along version. And so in that movie, in that one in particular, it's kind of fun, actually. It goes through and it gives you fun facts throughout the whole movie, and also gives you Buddy Elf trivia. Like in the corner of the screen, you know what I mean?
Right,
like
yeah.
There, it shows up a little bit on the corner of the screen. It says, here's a question. How long did it blah, 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 blah for this? And then it gives you, and then anyway.
Yeah.
And then when they sing songs and stuff, it shows the music on the bottom. They don't even really sing that many songs, though.
You know what I realized we should do?
What?
And this will probably be revealed in December. We should do on our Instagram page a tournament bracket. We list, 16
for the best Christmas movies.
Yeah, we list 16 movies.
Shoot.
Have our munchies vote, and then because I was thinking, of spicy takes, I was like, would this be one of, at least our followers, would it be one of your favorite Christmas movies? But the best way to do that is let them battle it out.
True.
So I think we should get a list of the top Christmas movies, at least by popular demand, and then create a tournament bracket that we can post, and everyone can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we do
Okay,
it.
here we go. The 20 best Christmas movies ever, but I'm just going to do the top 16.
Yeah, let's do
Number
it.
16, Die Hard. Number 15, Miracle on 34th Street. Number 14, White Christmas. 13, Nightmare Before Christmas. 12, Trading Places. I've never even heard of that, actually. 11, Home Alone. 10, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's the, claymation one.
Right.
9, The Year Without Santa Claus. That's the other claymation one. 8,
and some of these we can switch out if we want.
8, The Muppet Christmas Carol. 7, Bad Santa. 6, Love Actually. 5, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original. 4, Elf. That's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
3, Charlie Brown Christmas. 2, A Christmas Story. And 1, It's a Wonderful Life.
I had a feeling It's a Wonderful Life would be up there. Did you say Home Alone?
I think it's in the top 20, but it wasn't in the top 16.
Oh, wow. What about the Santa Claus?
The Santa Claus is 20.
Okay, what about Polar Express?
19 is Gremlins.
What? Oh,
18 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. 17 is Scrooge. Actually, Home Alone didn't make the list.
What?
Oh, no, it did. No, I did. It's a number 11. You must have.
Oh, I must have
We both
missed.
forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
No, it's on there. Just kidding. 11. Wow.
Right. Yeah, we could totally do it.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably want to adjust that because I don't even know what Trading Places is.
Yeah, we'll definitely adjust it. We'll get together on that, but we'll pin it for the
But,
time being.
and then also Bad Santa.
Right.
Which is interesting. That looking at it, that's considered number 7 greatest Christmas movie of all time.
Wow.
Came out the same year as Elf.
Crazy.
Apparently, Christmas movies were going hard in 2003.
Right. Well, I thought, no, wait, I could be wrong. Was the Jim Carrey's Grinch, did that come out around that time?
I think it was a little bit after that.
Here we go. I got it.
2000. It was actually before it.
Wow.
Wow.
23 years. Goodness gracious. I'm feeling old. Awesome.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. But yeah, we've got, we only did 2 Christmas episodes this year.
There's so many to choose from.
There's so many to choose from that we would need to do more than 2 to eventually even catch up to do all the Christmas movies.
For sure. Maybe next year we could just do the whole month of December as Christmas movies.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I imagine there's food in so many different Christmas movies. I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Food, I think, is a good... food is such a big part about Christmas that I think...
Also, they didn't have Christmas Vacation, did they?
They did. It was not in the top 16, though. Wow. It was like number 19.
Oh, we got to bump that down. Or bump it up.
Bump it up.
Bump it up. All right,
see.
so any other thoughts about Elf? I know we're kind of getting through it pretty quickly.
I just have to say that I think Elf is my favorite Christmas movie.
Wow.
I mean, it's hard for me to think of any other Christmas movie that I like more than Elf. It hits all the boxes for me.
Mine might be The Grinch, Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's so funny for me.
It's funny. I think I like Elf more in terms of funny, but then I also, like I said, for some reason teared up when I watched the Elf. It's funny. It can be emotional. It's nostalgic. It's Christmassy.
Yeah.
So it's and then most of all, it's iconic.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the most iconic Christmas movies. I think actually we probably reviewed the top 2 most iconic Christmas movies this year: A Christmas Story and Elf.
I would say so.
And I say that just because there are so many, like, you see a picture of the elf hat, you know what that is from.
Yeah.
You don't even have to see anything else. You just see that hat and you know.
True.
And so many different things. See spaghetti, maple syrup. Someone says world's best coffee.
Yeah.
Someone, does the thing on the steps on an escalator, jumps on the lines in the street. You're always like, oh, you're doing the thing from Elf.
Right.
And the same thing with The Christmas Story, the bunny costume, the BB gun, the licking the pole, those sort of things.
Right.
All super iconic. I don't know if there's another Christmas movie that has so many iconic moments and icons in it as much as these two.
I mean, that's a good argument. I don't know.
You can argue that they might not be the best. I think Elf is the best. But in terms of, like, cultural relevance and iconography in each of these movies, they're up there.
I could see it. Yeah. I agree. I would have to think about other Christmas movies, but I'm right there with you.
I love Elf. I think it is hilarious. It is one Christmas movie that we will watch every year. I mean, I've had this Elf sweater for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I bought an Elf sweater, so if that shows you anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's a movie we watch every year for Christmas. I think it always probably will be. And so there's not many other Christmas movies that I'm always watching.
Right, yeah.
Other than there were a lot of years where I watched Nightmare Before Christmas the night before Christmas.
Oh.
Almost like for a number of years in a row.
Did you have a nightmare?
I did not.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I figured that if I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas that would be the nightmare, so I wouldn't have a real one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Smart thinking, yeah.
Yeah. But I do really like that movie too.
Yeah. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Yeah, this is another thing, we like quotable movies, and this is a very quotable Christmas movie.
Would you say it's the most quotable?
Maybe.
Spicy
But
take.
the funny thing is I can't even really think of a quote other than world's best coffee. Congratulations. And then what you just said, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? But I could just talk to Rachel and she would give me every elf quote under the sun. Because earlier I was talking about how we're doing the Elf episode today, and she just started quoting it and naming all these different things. And
did she start crying too?
Yeah, she got so emotional.
So emotional. Just brings all the good emotions out of you for this.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Wow. We got 2 applause for this episode.
From our live studio audience.
Yeah, live studio
Maybe we
audience.
should do that.
Oh, a live studio audience? That'd be fun.
Get all of our
good. Well, I don't know. If only one person shows up, it would still make our day. But
one person studio audience.
I would be okay with a dedicated Munchie follower who would just sit in the corner
there and clap whenever we say something.
Cheer whenever we say something. Boo if they don't agree with us. I'd be okay with that.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, that would be funny.
So let's rate this.
Yeah, rate the movie. Yeah. So you can go first. I gotta think.
Okay, this one came pretty easy to me. Now, once again, we are rating this across all movies, not just Christmas movies.
Yeah.
If I had to rate it on Christmas movies, it'd be almost a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, I mean, it'd just be... If Christmas movies were the only thing that existed, this would be the best movie, in my opinion.
We didn't even talk about the snowball fighting scene.
Oh,
I thought that was that's such a funny and iconic.
I mean, there's so many things that you could talk about with this movie.
Yeah.
That it's kind of hard to narrow it down.
Yeah.
But I'm giving this movie an 8.8.
8.8 for a movie standpoint.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.
Okay.
I mean, it's still I would say, because my rankings for movies are so, I mean, different. But if you're above a 7 in my mind, you're still good. You're still good. Yeah, and if we're rating, just if we're not rating, a Christmas movie for a Christmas movie, that's why it's lower. It would be in the 9s if it was just a Christmas movie.
I mean, I would almost give it a 10 if it were just a Christmas movie rating.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, in my opinion.
But that still rates.
There's not many things higher, but that still rates good because I think even if it weren't Christmas, it's still funny. It's still, I feel like it has good pacing. It has good acting. It's just all around solid.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I break down crying every time I watch it.
Yeah.
So,
no, really good. Recommend it. If you haven't seen it, this year's the year to see it because it's on its 20th anniversary. So, enjoy the laughters with your loved ones. It's just a good one to watch. So, start making memories with your family and, enjoy spending your season with Buddy the Elf.
Yeah, so before we get into the Cinesnack...
Okay, I'm still going to write it down.
Yeah, go ahead and write it down. We're about to get into the Cinesnack, the last one of the year. Aww. But we wanted to give you all our loyal munchies. I didn't drink much coffee.
I'm less than half.
Coffee's not my favorite thing. I didn't even consider coffee in my rating.
Oh, that's a good point. Would it have gone down?
Probably.
But that's okay.
It's all right. Anyway, we wanted to give you guys, our loyal munchies, a heads up. We will actually be taking a break in the month of January.
Yeah.
Just because of, spoiler alert, we pre-record these episodes. And so, being the holiday season, it's difficult for us to record during this time because we're going to both be gone for different reasons and so many other things happening in our lives right now. So we're actually going to be taking a break for the whole month of January as our own little winter break. I feel like most people would probably take a break during during December because it's winter break, but we don't want to do that because we wanted to bring you guys Christmas episodes because I think that's really fun.
Oh, for sure.
So anyway, we're taking our winter break in January, and we'll probably do that consistently, hopefully for the next few years. I'm hoping we're doing this for the next few years.
Yeah.
So far, we've made it 4 months of doing it straight without missing a week, which I think, first of all, I just thank you all for listening. That is the best Christmas present of all for you guys to listen to our podcast.
Absolutely.
So, it's fun to do it, and we are trying to keep it consistent, and we have kept it consistent up until this point, but we're going to need a little bit of a break. And another reason also for this break is that Casey and I are going to be slightly reevaluating the podcast. We're not going to be reinventing the whole thing or changing anything drastically, but going into the new year, we want to see what we can do to improve the podcast experience for you guys and for us on both ends. And so we're going to be taking part of the month of January to rethink these things and also revamp things.
Yeah. Really, the biggest thing that we're wanting to combine our thoughts on is really making this not only fun for us, but a pleasurable experience for all of our viewers, and just really enjoy our time together. And to do so, with the stuff going on, in our own personal lives, we still want to, give the time and dedication to making this fun for everyone. So in doing so, that is why we will have to take the break, but I promise that Adam and I will put our heads together, maybe even get some feedback from y'all, just to make our shows that much better. Because we care about you guys and care about your viewing, and we really do appreciate all of the listens that we get. So, thank you for doing that. If you're watching it, thank you for watching. If you're listening, thank you for listening. But we really do appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and so hopefully we could keep doing this for the long haul. And so we just want to we don't want to get into the rhythm of doing things without reevaluating our process and reevaluating our show to make constant improvements for you guys. And so that way we can keep things fresh, we can keep things new, we can keep things interesting so that you guys can keep coming back to listen and watch over and over again every Monday at 9 a.m.
Yep, every Monday, 9 a.m.
Except in January.
Right. Yeah.
So
after January, Monday,
after
9 a.m.
But then we'll be right back into the swing of things for the first week of February. And keep it going from there.
Yep.
So,
sounds good. Awesome.
Let's get into the Cine Snack.
Let's get into the final Cine Snack of 2023.
Hopefully I can end it with another dubular.
We will find out.
Another dubular.
All right. Well, I have the movie picked out, so we just have to get the timer going.
I'm so scared. Okay. 2-minute timer.
2-minute timer.
You have your hints.
I have my hints. Ready? Set.
I need this coffee to wake me up.
Go.
All right. 2000s?
No.
2010s?
No.
2020s?
No.
90s?
No.
80s?
Yes.
Okay, 80s movie. Is it part of a larger franchise?
No.
What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, not a part of a larger franchise.
Okay, is it a famous director?
Yes.
Spielberg?
No.
That's the only famous director from the 80s I can really think of. Shoot. Famous director from the 80s. Why can't I think of any? Okay, so hint.
Sci-fi.
Okay. Is it male lead?
Yes.
Is there a love interest in the movie?
Yes.
Is it kind of an ensemble cast situation or no?
No.
Is the male lead white?
Yes.
Is it a very famous actor?
Yes.
Okay, give me another hint.
Futuristic.
That's sci-fi. Okay, give me a last
Not
hint.
necessarily. I mean, maybe, but the last hint.
Yeah.
Robot.
Okay, is it a Star Wars movie?
No.
Well, that would have been part of a bigger franchise.
Yeah.
Shoot, a famous director. No. Why can't I think of it? Oh, no. But you said it wasn't Spielberg.
It's not Spielberg.
Oh, does it have an alien in it?
No.
Does it have... Well, then that takes that out. Dang it! Why can't I think of anything? Does it have music in it?
Seconds.
Is it an action movie?
It is action, yes.
Okay. Wait, I think I might have it. Does it have a big buff guy in it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean,
okay, then
depends.
I don't have it.
Depends on. Well, I don't know. Maybe what you're thinking of is right. All right, time's up.
This is the only thing I can think of.
We'll see.
I feel like this is going to be a movie that you're going to say. I'm going to be like, dang it, of course.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead. Review.
I think I spelled it right. I'm kind of spelling incompetent.
It's okay.
Is this the Terminator?
It is not. That was a really good guess, though.
When you said buff guy, or I asked buff guy and you said maybe, so I was like, okay, maybe it's not Terminator.
Honestly,
my other guess would have been E.T., but you said no aliens.
Honestly, every definition pointed to the Terminator, so that was a very, very good guess. Very, very.
Wait. Okay, so yeah, it did come out in the 80s. What's the director though?
So the director
James Cameron.
So that would have been I was actually giving you clues for the Terminator, but that was not the movie that I was thinking. So the movie that
Wait, but was it James Cameron that did this one too?
No, the one that I'm thinking of was Ridley Scott.
Okay, wait, let me look it up. I want to see if I can figure it out before I'm looking at Ridley Scott. It's not Alien.
No, because I said no aliens.
Oh, Blade Runner.
It is.
Dang
Blade
it.
Runner.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
I should have focused on the really famous guy.
You said buff guy, and then the.
But this is exactly what we did last episode.
The clue we did last episode. So if you would have asked, the same line of questioning, then I would have probably given you the same answers.
Dang.
And so Harrison Ford would have really narrowed down your movies. Blade Runner, I think, was definitely a cult classic.
You said if I figured out Harrison Ford and sci-fi, I would have definitely said Blade Runner, but I didn't. Yeah. I couldn't.
And you said buff guy, but it goes back to is Harrison Ford a buff guy?
I think he
was
fit.
He was pretty fit in this movie.
He's fit, and he was fit when he was in Indiana Jones, but I wouldn't call him buff. He's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger buff in the Terminator.
But I was trying to remember in the Blade Runner movie, isn't the villain, like the main bad guy, isn't he kind of buff? That's kind of why I was thinking, okay, well, technically there is a buff guy in there.
I don't remember.
I thought there was, like, the main villain is
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, so
dang it.
Okay. So I know you don't want to hear this now, but I actually did not want to do this punishment for myself. So I'm kind of glad that you
I had to eat this whole plate?
No.
Now that would have been a punishment.
No, and we have to end the season with a bang, so in 2023. So great. I will say this is probably the worst punishment that we've done so far.
Okay.
In my
as long
opinion.
as I won't throw up.
Keep a bag nearby.
Are you serious?
So here's the thing. So in Elf,
I really don't know where this is going.
There is a scene where he's walking through the mall, and there's a lady who has a sample of a perfume that says...
Oh, and then he puts it in his mouth?
Yeah. It says passion fruit spray. And he's like, fruit spray? Sounds delicious. And he sprays it in his mouth.
Okay. So that's all I got to do?
You have to spray perfume in your mouth.
Okay. That's actually not as bad as I thought. I don't think I'm going to
I think it sounds pretty gross.
Well,
but we'll see.
I thought you were going to make me eat something real nasty. I couldn't figure out what it was. Well, it will be nasty, but I feel like because there's no substance to it, you know what I mean? It's not like, okay, is it a perfume or is it a cologne?
It's a perfume.
Okay.
Is
it passion fruit?
My wife's perfume, and it's not fruity. So you have to do one good spray in your mouth. Do you need a drink, or are you gonna have?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I'm gonna have my coffee.
He actually sprays it 3 times, but you can only if you want to just spray it once.
I'm gonna do it 3 times.
Okay.
Is this poisonous?
It shouldn't be, and you have to do the outro.
Oh yeah, let me get that ready, so that I don't have to. Man.
Well, before you do that, I do want to thank everyone again for listening. Like I said, great things are to come. We're just gonna take a little break, and then we'll see you all in the new year in 2024. Enjoy the new year, New Year's Eve. If you have anything planned like that,
enjoy your Christmas today.
Enjoy your Christmas today. Thank you for listening, and we really appreciate you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna do it once, but if it's not as bad, if it's not horrible, then I'm gonna do it 2 more times.
Oh! At least your breath will smell good.
Will it though? Oh.
All right, now you have to do the outro.
Have you ever tasted hand sanitizer?
Oh, I smell that from here.
Have you ever tasted hand sanitizer?
Yeah. Oh, it smells like my wife.
Now my mouth smells like your wife.
Hold on. Hold on. Out of context, that does not sound great. Okay.
Well, it's accurate.
Yeah.
You're like, it smells like my wife. Well, now my mouth does.
All right.
It's kind of burning. Are you sure this isn't going to kill me? Did you
I
Google
hope
it?
not. I didn't Google it. But, she does, like, all natural stuff. So, if you're curious, follow hers because she is an affiliate for this.
Can you drink perfume?
Let's do this after the outro.
Most perfumes contain high amounts of ethanol.
I don't think that
can be especially dangerous for children.
Oh, okay.
So if you ingest a teaspoon or more, we aren't talking about a spritz or 2. You need to contact Poison Control Center.
Oh, okay. So
and call your child's pediatrician right away.
You're good.
But as you said, it's a natural one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I can get you
my
the
tongue
ingredients.
feels kind of numb.
Well...
Well, hopefully I will be alive for the new year of episodes. But as we wrap up this jolly episode of CineBites, where we've elfed our way through the delightful world of Elf, we hope your hearts and bellies are full of holiday joy. Just as Buddy finds his place in the world, our exploration of food and film has found its sweet spot. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more cinematic flavors in upcoming episodes. Make sure to follow us on YouTube and Instagram, and hear our podcasts weekly on all major podcast platforms. Until next time, bon appetit and happy viewing.